The NBA is in trouble, and I'm not talking about the league being at risk of going out of business. That would be the WNBA. Trouble I'm talking about is the future of the league. Future of the NBA, it ain't looking good. I often compare the NBA to the WWE for a couple of reasons. Number one, in both the NBA and the WWE, the officials play a vital role in the outcome. WWE officials are responsible for alerting the sports entertainers, as to when the match is supposed to end. NBA officials are responsible for making sure the right team wins the game. Just kidding. But the main reason I compare the NBA to the WWE, both organizations are heavily reliant on stars, and in some cases, it's to their own detriment. When you're a sports league, the problem when you center your league around stars, they always have an expiration date. I have yet to meet the athlete that has been able to outrun time. Take a look at what is going on right now with Klay Thompson. For a decade, this dude was one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. Now, at 33 years old, he's still young, but at 33 years old, Klay Thompson no longer has the skills to close out games. 10 years ago, the WWE opened a performance center down in Orlando. Why? They no longer had regional territories serving as a feeder system to feed them fresh stars. Triple H was worried about the future. He was worried about running out of talent. He knew that eventually John Cena was going to get old. You can only ride the horse for so long until his legs start to give out. Gotta have someone on deck waiting to replace him. Now, the NBA's fortunate. They already have a feeder system that sends them potential stars every summer. College basketball or the professional leagues over in Europe. But that feeder system is absolutely useless if you don't utilize it. For years now, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, he has been neglecting young stars so he could continue riding a horse that's down to 2, maybe 3 legs. Other day, I am watching Colin Cowherd's YouTube channel. He brought Mr. White Privilege himself, Captain Doofus Nicky Wright, on the show to discuss all the problems in the NBA. Now, every point that Nick Wright made, it was the same points that I have been making here on the channel for the last 3 years now. Colin Cowherd was defending the NBA, or maybe he was playing devil's advocate. The devil, the spirit I thought was Joy Reid's object of worship before she shocked the world on Monday when she told the Yentas on The View that she was a Christian. But anyway, Colin Cowherd, he's defending the NBA, claiming that Adam Silver has to keep putting LeBron James and Steph Curry on national television because they're the only players in the league that can draw ratings. Colin Cowherd's not wrong. You know why LeBron and Steph Curry have looked so exhausted this season? They have been carrying this league on their fucking back for the last decade. Steph Curry is 35 years old, LeBron James 39. Just like Wolf Blitzer, woof, 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 woof. Just like Wolf Blitzer at CNN, LeBron's NBA career knocking on heaven's door. LeBron and Steph, their birthdays fall on the same day every year. Alice Silver has had plenty of time to market new stars to the public, yet for some reason, the NBA continues riding the 3-legged horse, and it is having a devastating impact on the league. But before I show you what I mean, let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends over at Angelic Imports. Gentlemen, one of the most dreaded days of the year right around the corner. This holiday had to be invented by a woman as a way of putting all the pressure on her man so he could show her how much he cares about her. Most years, you got to spend all this time thinking of that special gift that you're going to get your wife or your girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Not this year, because KC has done all the thinking for you. This year, get your wife some gourmet chocolate from Angelic Imports. The chocolate offered by Angelic Imports, this is not your average gas station candy. This is high-class Gouffre chocolate, which is a German confection imported directly from the Swiss, French, and German border areas. Angelic Imports has the perfect solution for Valentine's Day with their Valentine's Day box of Gouffre, which consists of 40 individually wrapped pieces of chocolate. Angelic Imports, it is a veteran-owned business founded by a retired colonel in the United States Air Force. So, not only are you solving your Valentine's Day problem, you're also supporting a very proud member of our military. Click the link in the description below. Use my promo code Behind the Line to receive 10% off your first order with Angelic Imports. And as an added bonus, if you request it at checkout, Angelic Imports, they'll offer you free samples with your order. And I'm telling you, this is the best chocolate you will ever taste. All right. Last Saturday, ABC featured Lakers-Knicks in prime time, drew 2.7 million viewers. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. Pretty good number, right? The league was celebrating the number because they were finally able to beat their biggest competition, which is women's college basketball. LeBron went head-to-head with the Great White Hope, Katie Rue Clark, and damn near double the size of her audience. Unfortunately, though, for the NBA, that's where the good news ends. LeBron James failed to finish in first place last Saturday night. Top spot went to Duke, North Carolina, which drew 3.2 million on ESPN. The NBA was on free television, and they were beaten by college basketball on cable. I say this all the time. Both the NBA and the WNBA, they are the only leagues where college consistently outdraws the pros on television. I mean, this never happens in football. I challenge you to find a regular season game in college football that draws better ratings than the NFL. Hell, try to do the same thing with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, they can't draw the bruised caboose to a fresh tube of Preparation H. Yet somehow, they've never been beaten in the ratings by college baseball. This only happens in the NBA. Why? Maybe because the face of your league has spent the last few years pissing off half the country. I said this in the summer of 2020. Alice Silver has got to move on from LeBron James. You have got to distance yourself from the self-proclaimed king and start promoting your new stars. That way, 4 years from now, when the queen retires and the Rainbow Warriors dynasty is over, you got fresh young stars to fall back on. Did Alice Silver do that? Of course not. And now the NBA is starting to face the consequences. 2 weeks ago, women's college basketball trounced the NBA in the ratings, and they didn't need Caitlin Clark to do it. LSU South Carolina beat Celtics Heat by over 200,000 viewers. Now the Celtics are a legacy team. Right now, they're the best team in the league. Heat have played in the NBA Finals 2 of the last 4 years. And you mean to tell me they can't outdraw women's college basketball featuring LSU and South Carolina? Can you name one player on South Carolina's roster? Outside of Jimmy Butler, I'd be willing to bet most people couldn't name another player on the Miami Heat roster. And that's the point I'm trying to make. How often do you hear about Jason Tatum in the mainstream media? The NBA essentially controls ESPN, the worldwide leader in woke. They don't exist without the NBA. Turn on ESPN tomorrow morning. If they're talking about the NBA, I guarantee you, they'll be focused on the struggling Lakers or the struggling Warriors. How often have you heard about Kevin Durant this season? Kevin Durant is a superstar. In the last 4 months, how many times have you heard about him? The reason I bring up Durant, he plays with Devin Booker, a young star who has the potential to be a superstar if he gets properly promoted. See, that's how it's supposed to work. That's how you build and create new stars. Kevin Durant is a superstar. People tune in to watch him play. They then get exposed to Devin Booker. The league and the media promote him as the next man up. A star is born. Now, of course, the NBA's not doing that. They're too busy focusing on LeBron James and his receding hairline and the death of the Rainbow Warriors dynasty. Last Wednesday, Suns Nets, 1.4 million on ABC. Once again, the NBA ranked second place. What was first place? NBA Countdown on ABC with 1.6 million viewers. I have been covering television ratings for years now. I have never seen this happen. I have never seen a pregame show draw a larger audience than the actual game itself. Last Thursday, Sixers Jazz on TNT, less than 1 million viewers. More people watched the NFL skills competition, which was a part of that meaningless Pro Bowl weekend, than watched a regular season game in the NBA. I could keep going because there's been a lot of games in these past few weeks where the NBA has failed to eclipse 1 million viewers. The only time this league draws respectable ratings is when LeBron and Steph are on television. Let me ask you something. What's going to happen if the Lakers and the Rainbow Warriors miss the playoffs? That's a real possibility. Alice Silver has conditioned his fan base to only care about 2 players. That strategy was great in 2014, but Who are you building around next? Right now, the answer is no one. They were trying to force Ja Morant on us this season. Look at this redemption story. Yeah, that didn't work. Ja Morant can't stay on the court. The media has destroyed the drawing power of Zion Williamson by claiming that he is the NBA's version of Lizzo. When the mainstream media talks about Lizzo, they call it body positivity. When they talk about Zion Williamson, they call it fat. This is the problem when the success of your league is reliant on star players. You have to constantly replenish. You have to constantly build new stars. It took the NBA years to build Michael Jordan into a superstar. Same with Steph Curry. It doesn't happen overnight. Maybe the NBA would be better off if they focused on making the teams the real star instead of the players. This is why I have been saying the popularity in women's college basketball is temporary. They're only popular right now because of Caitlin Clark. Next year, men's college basketball will continue to draw ratings because fans follow teams, not players. In the NFL, fans follow teams, not players. Same in the NHL, Major League Baseball. Complete opposite in the NBA. What are they going to do when LeBron James retires? LeBron has said on multiple occasions, one of the main reasons that he is still playing was so he could possibly play with his son. I don't know if Alice Silver has noticed, but Bronny James has zero chance of playing in the NBA. I mean, that kid is struggling to get minutes at USC, one of the worst teams in the Pac-12. When Magic and Bird retired, Michael Jordan was ready to take over. When Jordan retired, Kobe and Shaq ready to take over. When their time was up, LeBron and D-Wade, they were ready. Dwight Howard was in the mix too until he hurt his back. For the past decade, the NBA has been carried by LeBron James and Steph Curry. Who's next? Who's next? This league is struggling with LeBron actively playing. What are they going to do when he retires? The past 4 years have been completely wasted by Adam Silver. It's an opportunity lost. But give me your thoughts on this. NBA ratings suck. Shocker. I think this league has made a mistake the last 4 or 5 years, neglecting young stars in favor of showing LeBron James. Good news is, there's plenty of young talent spread throughout the league. Bad news is, most casual fans don't know anything about him. Would it be a better strategy to focus on teams instead of focusing on players? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.